You're a new leader, but the Liberal government has been in power for a decade. Your ministers served under the Trudeau government. Why should Canadians believe that when you say that you represent something different and change?
Well, I have several things. The first is that you've seen a change in approach and action. It's not words, but action. So the changes to the tax regime that I've mentioned, the changes to our approach to housing, you'll see much more in the coming week in terms of increasing dramatically the supply of housing. Change to the approach to our external trading partners and our security partnerships with the accords with France, with the United Kingdom, the building out with the European Union. Changes to the coverage of healthcare in this economy. So all of those steps, the scale of ambition and change in creating one Canadian economy. And I think one of the things that I would emphasize is that I recognize, and my government recognizes, the need to act dramatically and act rapidly to build an economy that's strong for Canada, to control what we can control, to build for us and by us. That's what we're doing. The other thing I would add is that we have some very strong members of our caucus, of ministers. I'm fortunate to serve with them. We are recruiting some exceptionally strong candidates across this country. Some have been announced. Many more will be announced in the coming days. This is a renewed government, and the proof is in the action has been considerable. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Carney. Christopher Nardi from the National Post. So Alberta Premier Danielle Smith recently said that she had asked the United States administration to pause their tariffs during the federal election because they were benefiting Liberals in the polls and hurting Conservatives under Pierre Poilievre. What is your response to those comments, and will you be able to work with the Premier in light of that revelation?
Well, my responsibility is to work with all Canadians, with all stakeholders, certainly with the premiers, with national Indigenous organizations, with Labour, with other stakeholders, with everyone. So that's my responsibility. I take that seriously. I was pleased that at the First Minister's meeting we had unanimous consent on our communique, on our objectives. We have to follow through with action for that. With respect to the Premier's comments, I take note of her alignment of Mr. Poilievre with Mr. Trump, and would note that that's one of the decisions that Canadians will have to make, whether they want a government that is unifying, that's standing up for Canada, and is taking focused action to build a better economy, or they want division and Americanism. And that's what Mr. Poilievre seems to be offering, and just endorsed by the Premier of Alberta.
In French, on Ms. Smith, please.
En ski, oh, mon Dieu. OK. C'est beaucoup. Alors, première chose, étant Premier ministre, je travaille avec tous les groupes, les premiers ministres, puis les chefs autochtones, les syndicats, les ouvriers, tout cela, les sociétés, bien sûr. OK? Ça c'est mon job et je le fais. Et il y a un exemple avec le consensus que nous avons agréé vendredi dernier aux réunions des premiers ministres. D'autres points. Il semble que Madame la Première ministre d'Alberta dise que, en effet, M. Poilievre et M. Trump sont les mêmes. Ça, c'est le choix pour les Canadiens. Les Canadiens, un Trump canadien ou un gouvernement qui unit notre pays, qui met l'accent sur l'action afin d'avoir une économie forte qui travaille pour tous les Canadiens et Canadiens.
Pas facile, hein, faire le saut français.
Oui, c'est un service de traduction ici, comme Premier ministre. Alors, Vas-y.
During the leadership campaign, you promised to, quote, cap immigration until it reached sustainable pre-pandemic levels.
Yeah.
Pre-pandemic immigration levels were rising. So will you be lowering, maintaining, or
Yeah.
increasing current immigration levels?
Yeah, this is an important question. So the way I would characterize the situation is that post-COVID, there was a surge in immigration, both in temporary foreign workers, in foreign students, as well as permanent immigration, and we have not lived up have not lived up to the bargain with those people. There's not adequate housing. Not everyone who came here for an education was getting an education that they would expect. And a consequence of that, many other aspects, but a consequence of that is the new caps that have been put in place on much lower levels of immigration, including temporary foreign workers, including foreign students. And those caps, or something similar to those levels, in my judgment, need to remain in place until we've expanded housing. We've reabsorbed the levels of immigration that have happened in our country, and so there's not a predetermined point where one would remove or adjust those caps. Si je peux dire, parce que chaque question est en anglais et en français, si je peux dire en ce qui concerne au Québec, un aspect d'immigration au Québec, c'est une question d'intégration des immigrants à la société québécoise. Et il faut avoir un rythme qui est d'accord avec ça, tout cela.